Hello everyone, Sally's Bradley here with another small, kind of VR related thing. It's no secret to anyone that I really enjoyed Half-Life Alyx, one of the biggest VR games that was ever made and ever released. In fact, I enjoyed it so much that I pretty much took up a month of learning how to use level design editors for the game to create some of the most popular workshop maps that is out there for the game itself. People are begging me to get back to it and I'm working on it. But one thing that always disappointed me about the game itself is actually the lack of merchandise that Valve sells for it. They have a few posters and shirts. The best one is actually the head crab hat, which I have here somewhere. But for a huge game, I thought we would have some really good merchandise for it. Well, just like everything else Valve related, we have to rely on the community for some things that Valve is kind of lacking on. This box I'm holding here was shipped all the way from Venice, Italy to me in Florida, and it's got a piece of merchandise that was handcrafted by an individual from that country. Once I saw it online, I was like, wow, this is kind of expensive, but it's handmade. But I want it. So let me just show you what it is. Do you know what this is? This is the Snark from the Half-Life series. One of the first interactions you have in the game Half-Life Alyx is actually with one of these things. You might not remember it, so here's a clip of what I'm talking about. I also bought the little extra handmade accessory, which is like the Russian food pellets, whatever this actually is, I don't really know, that you actually feed to the Snark in the game. But you kind of only get this, and it's expensive, especially when you're shipping overseas. So I did something to make it a little bit cooler. Say hello to my homemade Snark jar. I drilled some holes here in the side, and I go ahead and just plop that Snark in there, close it in. We won't worry about the air holes on the top. We'll do that later. I'm sure it'll last through this video. And I also ran a nice little LED through it to get a really cool effect. Sort of like an alien glowing radiation effect. So just finding some rocks in my yard and an old kitchen jar that I don't use anymore, I was able to make pretty much the best Half-Life Alyx merchandise that I think exists right now. This store also sells some life-size head crabs as well in the same sort of resin plasticky stuff. But the problem is Valve is not doing well. They need more merchandise for this game that has apparently sold over 2 million copies as of speaking in this video. But for now, I'm gonna greatly enjoy this thing. It's freaking wonderful. I love it. I'm gonna have it showcased in my room. It's a great conversation starter. And if you're interested in buying one of these, maybe if you live in Europe, it's a lot cheaper for shipping. I will give a link to that shop below in the description. But this was just a small video to kind of complain and also kind of humble brag and show off something that I think is pretty cool. I would love more VR related merch for just pretty much every game, honestly. Some games do have some great merch. Job Simulator, for example, has some really cool merch that you can buy from them. And yeah, I love VR merch. It's great. I love it. I want to show off my love for VR, not just spending thousands of dollars on the actual systems, but on the merchandise as well. Anyway, that is it. That's all I really wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed this video and this little Snark.